Hey guys, Alex with Elevate Health and Performance here. Today we're talking about 3 common misconceptions with the squat. So the first most common misconception is that in the squat, you cannot let your knees pass your toes. The second is that you want to be able to wiggle your toes at the bottom of your squat. And the third is that you must keep your knees out at all costs. So we're gonna go over all 3 of these things. The very first one, you shouldn't let your knees pass your toe. Now there is a hint of truth. However, it has nothing to do with your knees going over your toe, as this actually, based on the research shows, can be arguably safer for the kneecap. What we're looking at is whether or not when your knee's tracking over your toes, if your heel can remain on the floor. So if you can allow your knee to go over your toe and your heel still in good, secure contact with the floor, this is very safe and actually starts to unload some of the pressures under the kneecap. However, if in the process of allowing your knee over your toe, your heel is coming up off the floor, this can create a lot of instability and additional stress for the backside of the knee and even the meniscus. So what we recommend is make sure you keep your heel very well grounded, but allow your knees to track forward and don't overhinge or over sit back in your squat. So this leads us to the second common myth, which is at the bottom of your squat. If you can wiggle your toes, then you're in a good spot. In fact, while this can be a good guide for people who do have their heels coming off the ground, if you can wiggle your toes, you're not very squared or centered over your feet. And that's really important in producing force in our legs and stability in our hips. So you do want to make sure when you're at the bottom of the squat, a lot of weight is shifted into your heel, but you need those toes down for a lot of stability. And this is going to help you actually fire more muscles in your quads and in your glutes. We find that in higher stability environments, there's better muscle activation or more strength coming from those muscles. If you're creating instability by lifting your toes or over shifting weight into your heels, you're actually exposing your joints like your knees to more stress because of that instability. The third one is that you have to keep your knees out. And there's actually a lot of truth here, because if those knees are caving in, this can be a lot of valgus stress or knee stress on your ACL, your MCL, even your LCL. So one of the things you do want to do while performing your squats is make sure you create an opening effect. However, we don't want to do this at all costs, because again, if we peel up our big toe in order to keep our knees out, we've created a lot of instability for those knee, ankle, and hip joints. So we do want to create some nice stable knees by pressing the knees out, but we don't want to do that to the point that the big toe comes up or that weight shifts. Good cue to remember as you're going through your squat that can negate all 3 of these misconceptions is to grip the floor with your toes and push your hips back into your heels, keeping those toes well grounded. If you can grip with your toes and the weight is in your heels, you're going to be performing a very safe squat. Last but not least, don't let those knees cave in, because this can be a dangerous position for the knee in general. Good luck as you take on your at-home program. We look forward to working with you.